Elections have consequences because we live in a democracy. The winners make the rules and do as they please. That may be reality, but it is neither moral nor legal in America. We live in a representative republic, a nation ruled by law, not men. The people that ostensibly serve in that government all take an oath, which states that they solemnly swear to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States and bear true faith and allegiance to the same. They do not swear to uphold the will or whim of the people or to serve themselves. The conflict in Virginia is a clash of these two views of government. On one side is the governor and majority Democrats who are passing restrictions on gun ownership. They believe in the winner take all Democratic view of government. They won, and they will happily point to polls that show the majority of Virginians support their efforts. On the other side are those who believe they have a natural and constitutional right to own firearms for their own defense. They will point out that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and that any law that contradicts it is illegitimate. The Constitution clearly says the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The Virginia Constitution contains the same provision. The oath of office taken by the members of Virginia's government also contains the phrase, I do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Why do our leaders pledge fidelity to the Constitution? The fundamental idea of a republic is that the law determines the obligations and activities of government, not the whim of man or majority consensus. In the United States, the supreme law of the land is the Constitution, which is supposed to place limits on what other laws elected representatives can pass. The Bill of Rights in the Constitution is so crucial because it enshrined natural rights into the legal fabric of the nation. The ideals around which the revolutionary generation rallied and expressed so eloquently in the Declaration of Independence provided the ideological framework for the Constitution. But the ideals of liberty alone cannot bind the vices and ambitions of men, particularly in succeeding generations. Therefore, in their wisdom, they preserved those ideals in a legal document, elevated that document to the supreme law of the land, and required those who became part of the government to swear fidelity to it. If the ambitions of men or women to rule led them to violate the natural rights of the citizens, those citizens had legal recourse to correct the error and would not have to immediately resort to the exercise of their natural right of revolution to throw off an oppressive government. In fact, one of the earliest decisions of the Supreme Court, Marbury versus Madison, the court said that all laws repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. This ideal no longer exists and hasn't for a long time. The government has given itself sovereign immunity, so the citizens can no longer hold it accountable through the legal process. There is no meaningful avenue for redress of grievances. Without such constraints, those in government feel free to ignore the law and their oath, and we come to where we are today, suffering under the rule of men, subject to the tyranny of the majority or a politically correct minority. The acquisition of power at the top and the corresponding reduction of personal liberty is the result of our leaders' willful betrayal of their oaths and our lack of courage to hold them accountable. In Virginia, this is starting to change. No one has the moral legitimacy to take away your natural rights. The United States Constitution declares that the government does not have the legal ability to take away your natural rights. Any law that does so is invalid and illegitimate, an abomination, and a betrayal of the ideals of this nation. The citizens of Virginia have announced their refusal to comply, and to their credit, many counties and cities are refusing to enforce such laws. I can only hope that the courage of these Virginians, like those of the revolutionary generation, will inspire many others to assert their moral and legal rights against a tyrannical government.